stand up to start. Second of why yoga. This one's more about awareness of self or connection to self, because that's one of the reasons I think we all probably come to the mat. Not maybe consciously always thinking I want to connect to myself, but when you move back off the mat, and after you've done a bit of yoga, wherever you do it, you do feel a lot more connected to you. So standing here in Tadasana, let's connect to Tadasana. So connecting to our physical body through the cues that we take here. So have a roll around your feet. Furthest part of your physical body from the bit of you that tends to think it's in charge, your mind, your thoughts. So feel that the 3 points in your feet that we use here for our stability, the knuckle under the big toe, the knuckle under the little toe, and the heel. If you roll through these points and then come to a standstill once you feel you're connected to all three, and then soften your knees. So that you might find a little bit hard this morning, feeling, and the back of my calves can feel that. So soften your knees just, and then just push through those 3 points and feel the rebound through your feet that opens up and straightens your legs. So do that a couple of times, and as you do it, feel it move up a little bit more and engage your tummy muscles the next couple of times if you can. And then next one, engage your tummy muscles and then draw your pelvic area forward. So do your pelvic tilt. So draw your glutes forward, in other words. So engage your tummy muscles and draw your glutes forward and inwards. Give them a bit of a squeeze. Switching on the lower half of your body now as well as your legs. Just continue with this, and we're then moving up through from the tailbone now. As your tummy engages, your bottom engages. Just take it a bit slower and move through your spine. See if you can find that gap between your pelvis and your bottom ribs. So your waist, feel a bigger space there if you can. You're still moving up and down with this each time, pressing through the feet. And then raising that movement right up through your spine. So imagine now from your tailbone as you rebound, feel a lift between all the spaces in your vertebrae, right up to the back of your neck that we worked on the other day there. The arms are just kind of dangling at the moment. Don't worry too much about what they're doing. You can put them in prayer if you want to. If you want to engage your arms, pop them into prayer hands at your heart centre. And then the next one, we're going to reach right up through from our feet, moving up slowly and come up to your crown. And reach up through the crown. Imagine somebody's got a string now, pulling you up through from the crown. Draw your tummy in, tuck your bottom forward a little bit. Move your heart towards your hands now. Pop them into Anjali Mudra if they're not already there. Draw your elbows back and in just a little bit, so you switch on the back of your shoulder blades, that space between them there. And then tuck your chin and move your back of your neck back a little bit, so you feel a nice long spine through your cervical spine, up through from your thoracic spine. You should still feel a little bit of a curve here and there. So now just sway from side to side. If you can close your eyes, all the better. But if you can't and you feel a bit wobbly, please don't. But if you can close your eyes and just sway from one side to the other through your feet. So rocking from side to side of your feet. And trying to keep that alignment up through. So if somebody had you by a string through your crown, they're kind of just pulling you gently from side to side, but you're still feeling really nice and long and tall. And then come to center again. Hands can stay there if you want to. We're going to do a couple of breaths now. You can stay there, or you can just relax them down into Tadasana, rotating your shoulders, so engaging the back of that shoulder blade area again. And turning the palms forward, and then just let the shoulders sink away from the ears. Still keeping that nice alignment. Closing your eyes now if you're more comfortable, hopefully, or find a drishti, a focal point. And then we're going to switch on our breath. So we've engaged with our physical body. By closing our eyes, we're more aware of the inner workings of our physical body. And then by finding a breath, we can feel the movement within ourselves. So use your Ujjayi breath this morning, the one that has the sound in the back of your throat, but we're doing it through our nostrils in and out. So inhale and exhale, take it slowly, try and slow it down. And then more on the exhale, try and make that noise in the back of your throat, as if you're forcing the air gently through the little gap in your glottal area at the back of your throat. It sounds like the ocean as it comes out, so that's ocean breath is the name for this, the translated name, Ujjayi breath. Just take a few of those, slowing it down, taking the breath a little bit further each time. So the question while you're just taking a few breaths here, why yoga? Embodiment of self. Who are you? So as we've just been discussing before we started, you are many people throughout the day. We put on very many hats throughout the day. Do you see yourself as your physical body? Do you see yourself as others see you rather than how you feel yourself? There's a difference. Hopefully you realise that. Do you see yourself as something quite separate from your physical body or even your mind? So in yoga, of course, that's what we think there is. We think there's a third part to that equation, which is our soul, our spiritual soul within us or around us. It's all part of the same energy of the universe, quite a big concept. So here we take off all the other hats and we start to peel down to find who's really here on this mat. It doesn't always happen every time we're here. Okay, so take another couple of breaths, just drawing it down. Be aware of where you're feeling this breath going to. Think of the inner you then, the physical inner you as it's moving up and down. Listen to the noise of it in your ears. Think of the further concept of who's listening. And be aware that you're not just this body rushing about putting different hats on. And then let go of the breath when you're ready. Just find some stillness for a moment before we move. Find the feet again. Have a little roll through your feet. Have a little curl of your toes. Engage with your fingers again, your outside physical body. Sometimes doing breath work can make you a bit heady and it can draw you too inwards almost. You need to reboot that physical feeling. Okay, so bringing the feet, probably they're there already. You want them hip distance apart now for stability. We're just going to start to move the arms on the breath, but instead of going outwards, we're going to come forwards with them. So inhaling them up and exhaling them down. Up and down, no back bend, just extending again, feeling that length through the side bodies, just a little bit of movement to start the blood flowing through us. And then moving into your left tripod on your foot, bring your leg up, rotate it outwards and come into your version this morning of tree on this side. It might be you feel wobbly, you need to have your foot on the floor. You might go for it with the leg and bring it right up to the thigh. You might just find some sort of contentment somewhere else on your leg. Just find where that leg rests. The main thing of this pose really is the standing leg. So think of kicking that hip in and finding that stability down your left-hand side here. Still want to rotate that leg, the folded leg, out a little bit by squeezing your right glute if you can. Okay, so just breathing in and taking the arms up and down with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Bit wobbly. Don't worry if you wobble. If you're not wobbling and you feel really secure, close your eyes or at least find a drishti point, everybody. If you find a drishti point, a focal point on the wall that's not moving, then you will stay a lot stronger in moving in this pose. If your eyes shoot about with you, then you're losing the balance that way. Okay, and then pop that leg down. And then we're going to move that leg as well. So you're still in the left foot. We're just going to inhale, take the arm up and the leg up at the same time. And take the leg back and the arms back if you can at the same time. So you're inhaling up. And as you exhale, your arms and your legs come down and follow through to go behind you a little bit. A little bit more movement in this. So your left foot really has to engage. Take your awareness right down to that left foot. Really be aware of the tripod there. And then stay at the top with the leg up. See if you can close your eyes and do a couple of them. You might wobble and fall, don't worry if you do. But really focus on that foot that's on the floor as you move. Don't know if I can do it this morning on this leg. Use your stomach muscles, everything else that's engaged will help you to stand and move. Okay, pop that foot down. That's just a little bit of fun at the end. So give that leg a shake, come to the other side. Same thing we're going to do. We're going to come up into tree on this side. So find your tree. Remember, you want a nice straight plumb line down the right hand side this time. So no hips kicking out. You want a nice line from hip to knee to foot. Find the tripod, give a little push through the tripod, see if you can get a little bit more stability there. And then begin with the arms up and down on the breath. So some of us might be finding this quite a challenge this morning. If you haven't done balance work for a while, it will come back quite quickly because you've got muscle memory. But it's amazing how quickly it goes and how important it is to be able to balance. Okay, so try your eyes closed if you haven't in this one. Whoa, I'm wobbling on this side. I know my left side's my strong side, so that's not quite so wobbly. Okay, so what did we do next? Oh, we got the leg down and we're doing the up and down with the leg and following through. If you're finding it wobbly, remember that tripod on the standing foot. Press into it. If you're finding it wobbly, try and keep your eyes still focused on that drishti rather than moving your head with this movement. If you're not finding it wobbly, close your eyes and take it really slowly on the breath, because if you go quickly, it will actually make you wobble more, but you won't get the strength work that we're doing here and the balance awareness. Okay, so then foot down and have a little shake through everything there. Okay, so we're going to stand, go back with the right foot and come into warrior one. So bring your right foot back, adjust the back heel to lower down to the floor. You don't want too wide a stance here, remember, and you want to be on train tracks. So if you couldn't see my leg there, so you now can only see my front leg, I will wobble. You want to have a train track so you can now see both my legs, okay? So into warrior one, front knee soften, ankle and knee are in line. Toes are not really engaged here, so give them a wiggle. And then we're going to close the eyes with our hands in Anjali Mudra and just balance here. Now go back to the tripod in that front foot and give it a little bit of a push without straightening the knee. And then, real good cue here is the back foot. Find that long edge of the back foot and press down into it so that it really engages that back leg and almost pulls you backwards so that you become more stable because your body weight's now between the two legs. And then think of the position of your heart here and make sure you roll it to make sure it's facing forward. So your ribs and your heart, you can turn, your hips won't turn quite the same, but the movement's more from round about your lower rib cage and waist. And then eyes closed, we're just going to breathe in, take the hands above the head. Exhale, take them back down to the heart. Inhale, take them up and then into your little back bend, so roll the heart forward. Eyes are still closed. If you're finding that hard, then open your eyes, obviously. This time come up into the back bend and hold in this position. So the heart reaching up towards that top corner. Your face is looking up that way now. Take the elbows back a little bit if you can, so that your shoulder blades engage at the back. And then find your feet again. If you're wobbling particularly, find your front foot. Press into that front foot gently. Press into the long edge of the back foot. Really engage your feet. Draw your tummy in to help support the legs here. And then gently bringing the hands down, open the eyes, step forward, and have a little rest in between. Feet might be feeling quite tired if you haven't done, I haven't done a lot of balance work recently, so stepping back, taking the same thing with your left side in warrior one. So find your own cues now. Remember there's cues of where your legs are, where your feet are placed, etc. Rotating the heart, drawing the tummy forward. Feet again, back foot, engage it. Notice if there's a slight difference. I feel a slight difference in this side. Just notice it, particularly if your eyes are closed, you notice things. And then engage your arms and inhale up, find extension first of all. Using the feet for balance, eyes closed if you can. If you're finding this just too much, don't close your eyes. Just take the movement. Into your little back bend the second time, using the Ujjayi breath maybe too, to really engage with the inner side of you. All those muscles that are inside your skin, it's not your outside of you that's doing all this stability work. Into your back bend and holding and breathing. And definitely finding this side wobblier. So I really need to focus on my feet. Really need to find which points I'm not really engaging on the front foot. Maybe you're rolling inwards or outwards, forwards or backwards. Lift your toes, have a wiggle of your toes on the front foot. And then release back down. And step forward. Have a little break. I need to watch my time with these half-hour classes. I'm quite used to it yet. Okay, so we'll step. I'm going to face this way. You can do whichever way you want, but we're coming into warrior two. So you can either step back into warrior two, or I'm going to come into it just this way by placing my right foot's my folded knee. Doesn't matter which one you start with. And this one, the back leg, remember, is wider stance between the 2 feet than warrior one. Warrior one's about here. Warrior two, you have to step quite a long way back, so you feel a lot lower in your centre of gravity here. And the back foot's not as angled, so it's more 45 degrees than 30, if angles make a thing for you. But it's the same thing. Think of the back edge of that foot. So you want the ankle turned slightly towards the front, so your toes are pointing at a slight angle, but then really engage that back edge, and you should feel you switch on this leg. And then the front knee should be over the ankle again. And the toes again, you should be able to wiggle on the front foot. Okay, so plumb line here. We're rotated, so we're facing forward, plumb line. Find that feeling of somebody pulling you through your hair again. And we're just going to do a couple of modified bits of the dancing warrior here. So put your right hand on your right leg. Bring your left hand round to sit on it. And all we're going to do is just watch that left hand as you draw the elbow back and open up into a sort of T shape. And then sweep it back round in front of you. Keep watching the left hand. But as you're doing that, watch it, feel the wobble at the same time. So move your feet, adjust things to hold this stance. Another one of those, looking at the left hand. Trying not to take your eyes off it if you can. Take your mind off it if you need to, though, to keep the stability. And then come back to the front. Looking at your right hand, we're just going to take it up as we do in Dancing Warrior. Watch the right hand. Raise it up as far as you can up towards the ceiling through the middle finger. It's not a back bend, we're just extending here through that side. And really looking and reaching. But then at the same time, see if you can sink your bottom down just a little bit so the weight moves back into your feet. Whoops. And then lower the hand. Push gently into that front leg. Rotate, come to the other side, same thing on this side. So hand on thigh first of all, other hand on top of it. Just taking that sort of Robin Hood feeling there, but looking at the right hand now. So to do that, start by really adjusting your shoulders to move them to face the front foot. Engage that back edge again. Engage the tummy muscles. Don't engage the front toes. And if you haven't already started, start to move in the breath and follow that right hand this time. Reach it up. You can reach it back if you'd rather. Reach it up. And then draw it back down. Take 2 more of those, engaging with your feet at the same time as looking at the hand. Now it's funny, my eyes keep going to where I want the hand to go rather than following the hand. Your eyes are obviously used to being quite in charge of your movements and what you're doing. So for them to be told, no, you don't take precedence here, obviously I'm having trouble with that one. So opening up, reaching up, and then bringing the hand back down. Coming to the other part of Dancing Warrior. So your right hand now is a bit of stability on the back thigh here. And we're just going to watch that front hand, the left hand now, and draw it up. I did it again. And come up to the top and hold and reach. And find the back edge of that back foot. Place a bit of weight down into it. Should feel a big stretch in your ankle. Engage the tummy, just draw it in a little bit more. And then see if you can sink slowly down a little bit through your centre of your core. So the weight doesn't just dump into your front leg. It also goes into that back edge of the back foot. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then bring that hand back down. And then stand up, rotate, and come back into Tadasana. Okay, so a little bit of balance there, just to become very aware of your physical body and how you have to control it sometimes. Okay, we'll do a little bit just to finish a modified sun salutation, just to get everything moving. With this, rather than thinking of too much of alignment, just think of trying to get the flow on the breath. So we're not going to do plank and cobra, etc. We'll miss the middle bit out. It'll just be up and down into low lunge. So we'll take a couple of rounds of that just to kind of finish off and get us going for the day. Okay, front of the mat, everybody now, hopefully. We're breathing in, we're taking the arms above the head, we're just extending. Feel the feet. Exhaling the arms down. This time we're going to take the arms above the head and we're going to bring them together and roll into your little bit of the back bend. So rolling the heart forward and looking upwards towards the ceiling. And then bring the arms back down. This time we're going to roll down or swan dive, whichever you'd rather do this morning. Find your little back bend first if you can. And then sink the knees, sweep the arms behind you and roll down towards your feet. So keep your knees really bent if you need to. You haven't warmed up your hamstrings. Step back with the right foot. Come into your low lunge. Engage your tummy muscles and your front foot and back foot, and inhale your arms up above your head. Taking it slowly this one so we know what we're doing. Arms come down, we stay in the same position, we're going into the back bend now. So inhale, maybe take your hands together and into Anjali Mudra as you come into that back bend. Hands come back down. Hands come to the floor. Step back with the front foot, come into down dog. And then take your right foot up and step forward with your right foot into low lunge. Back knee comes down. If that's too strong for you, you can go into tabletop there, remember. Inhaling the arms up into an extension first of all. So find your feet, both feet are used here. Exhale the arms down. Maybe hands to heart center, bring them up then and come into your back bend. Exhale them down. Hands come to the floor, step forward with the back foot into forward fold. Sweep up when you're ready on the inhale. Use your ujjayi breath here if you need to. a really good energizing one, and bring the hands down through and exhale through heart center. Okay, let's take that one again. Inhale, arms up above the head, just extension. Exhale down. Inhale, arms up above the head and come into your little back bend by extending first and then rolling the heart, all in the one breath if you can, and then exhale the arms down. Same movement, and then we're going to swan dive or roll down. Inhale up, extend into your back bend. Exhale, sweeping down, taking the arms behind you, softening the knees, rolling through and coming down to the floor. Step back with your left foot this time into low lunge. Engage the feet, inhale up, take the arms into extension. Exhale down, still in low lunge, arms are going up again, one more time, and into your back bend. Put your hands at the top if you can and you want to. Exhale down. Hands come to the floor, step forward, step back with your front foot, come into down dog, or come into tabletop there and rock back, split dog otherwise for you guys that want to bring the left foot forward, down into low lunge. Inhale, arms up above the head. Next time we're going into the back bend, arms maybe into Anjali Mudra then. Taking it nice and slowly, warming those muscles up slowly. Hands to the floor, step forward with the back foot. Hang out there just for a second in ragdoll. So have a roll through your feet, lift your toes, keep your knees bent, wiggle that bottom from side to side, hands on the floor for extra stability if you want. See if you can just tip your head and body out of your pelvis a little bit more. Watch the hamstrings so they're not really warm yet, so just be careful. And then when you're ready, eyes looking along the floor, either roll up or sweep up, whichever you'd rather. Coming back up to the top when you're ready and an inhale, hands together, heart center as you come down through your exhale. So, body should be a little bit warmer there, hopefully. Okay, so I think that's our half hour, so we're going, it goes quickly this half hour. Come back into Tadasana just to finish. Find your feet, have another roll through. You might feel a little bit more connected to them now. Have a roll through your hips, have a roll through your shoulders, have a shake through anything that needs to release or move. We didn't do a lot there, but we have used strong poses to get these muscles warmed up. So a thing to remember as you shake about and move things again is that the asanas are a physical gateway into a far more complex understanding of yourself. So hands to heart center when you're ready to finish. We'll just finish here. Anjali Mudra, eyes closed, head maybe a little bit tipped. So find that extension from the feet again, but once you get up to the cervical spine, just tuck your chin and release your head forward to look down towards your fingers. And close your eyes if you're comfortable. So yes, asanas, what we've done today or any day on the mat, and the breath work are the physical gateway. The breath is also a physical gateway into understanding how complex we are, ourself is. So let every day you come to the mat be a new opportunity to learn a little bit more about who you are. Thank you everybody for coming to class today. See you on Tuesday for our next Why Yoga. Have a think about it in the meantime. And see you then. Namaste.